everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we'll be diving into the connection between fitness and longevity.
Okay.
We're looking at fitnessandlongevity.pdf. It's really an interesting source, and I think it challenges some of our assumptions about exercise.
Yeah, I think, what's really cool about this area is it's constantly evolving.
Hmm.
So it's nice to have this source that kind of lays out all of the current research.
So let's talk about fitness. I think we all have like a basic idea of what it means, but this source takes it to like a whole new level.
Right. It's not just about looking good or, hitting the gym.
Right.
It's about equipping your body to thrive.
Yeah, and to function optimally, right?
Exactly.
So how does it break down the core components of fitness?
Well, it breaks it down into 4 key areas: cardiovascular endurance,
Okay.
muscular strength,
Okay.
flexibility, and balance. And these might sound familiar, but when we look at them as they relate to longevity, it takes on a whole new meaning.
So let's talk about cardio. I'm really interested in this concept that they keep talking about. Exercise as a time machine. Like, how does that actually work?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture of aging, one of the key factors is the decline of our cells' powerhouses, the mitochondria.
Okay.
As we age, they become less efficient at producing energy. And what's remarkable is that exercise has been shown to actually improve mitochondrial function.
So it's not just about like feeling energized after a workout.
It's literally improving the energy production at a cellular level.
That's wild. What about telomeres?
Okay, so telomeres are like the protective caps on the ends of our DNA strands.
Okay.
And as we age, they naturally shorten.
Okay.
And this shortening is linked to various age-related diseases.
Gotcha.
Now, what's exciting is that studies have shown that exercise, particularly high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, can actually slow down this telomere shortening.
So exercise is like a shield for our DNA.
In a way, yes.
Wow. Does it actually like translate into living longer?
There's a growing body of research linking longer telomeres to increased lifespan and a reduced risk of age-related diseases.
Okay.
It's still a complex area of study, but the evidence is pointing to a strong connection.
Okay, so we've talked about cardio. What about strength training? I know a lot of people think of it as just like building bigger muscles.
Right. Yeah.
But how does it play into longevity?
So as we age, we naturally start to lose muscle mass. And this process, known as sarcopenia, can make us more susceptible to falls, reduce our metabolism, and even impact our cognitive function. Strength training helps counteract this by building and maintaining muscle mass.
So it's like a proactive approach to preserving our strength and our independence as we get older. It doesn't matter what kind of strength training we do.
Well, fitness and longevity suggests that a combination of weightlifting and bodyweight exercises is ideal for building overall strength and functionality.
So we've got cardio for boosting those cellular powerhouses, protecting our DNA. We've got strength training for fighting that age-related muscle loss. What about the other two components, flexibility and balance? How do those fit into the picture?
Yeah, so flexibility tends to decline as we age, leading to stiffness, aches, and an increased risk of injuries.
Yeah.
Maintaining flexibility through activities like yoga or Pilates can improve our range of motion and help us stay active and mobile as we age.
And then balance.
Yes, balance becomes increasingly important as we age to prevent falls and maintain stability. The source recommends incorporating exercise that challenge our balance, like Tai Chi or even simple single-leg stances.
So it's about building a strong foundation for movement, right?
Yes.
But the big question is, how does exercise protect us from those diseases that we often associate with getting older?
Right, so this is where the research starts to get really exciting.
Yeah.
Fitness and longevity really dives into the science behind how regular physical activity acts as a shield against some of the biggest threats to our health as we age, starting with cardiovascular disease.
Okay. Let's talk about heart health.
Okay.
I think we know that exercise is good for our hearts. But how does it actually work?
So exercise strengthens the heart muscle, making it more efficient at pumping blood.
Right.
It improves blood flow by increasing the elasticity of our blood vessels.
Okay.
And it helps regulate cholesterol levels, reducing the buildup of plaque that can lead to heart attacks and strokes.
What about type 2 diabetes? I know that's a big concern for a lot of people.
Absolutely. And one of the key issues in type 2 diabetes is insulin resistance,
Right.
where the body cells don't respond effectively to insulin,
Right.
the hormone that regulates blood sugar. Exercise actually helps improve insulin sensitivity,
Okay.
making our cells more responsive to insulin and helping regulate blood sugar levels.
So it's not just about losing weight to prevent diabetes. It's about improving how our bodies actually process sugar.
Exactly.
Okay, and cancer. Does exercise really have an impact on that?
The research is becoming increasingly clear on this front.
Okay.
Regular physical activity has been linked to a lower risk of several types of cancer, including breast, colon, and even some lung cancers.
Wow. But how? How does that work?
The exact mechanisms are still being studied, but there are a few key theories. Exercise helps regulate hormone levels, which can play a role in cancer development.
Okay.
It reduces inflammation throughout the body, which is believed to contribute to cancer growth.
Okay.
And it boosts the immune system, making it more efficient at detecting and destroying cancerous cells.
Okay. So we've got heart disease, diabetes, cancer, any other major players?
Yeah, fitness and longevity also highlights the link between exercise and bone health, specifically the prevention of osteoporosis.
Right. And I think that becomes even more important as we get older, right?
Exactly, and weight-bearing exercises like walking, running, or dancing actually puts stress on our bones. And this stress stimulates bone cells to build new bone tissue, making them stronger and denser.
Wow. It's like our bones are constantly remodeling and adapting.
Right.
That's incredible. So it sounds like exercise is this incredible multitasker, protecting us from so many different health threats as we age. But what I'm curious about is it's not all about dodging diseases, right?
Right.
I personally feel like exercise has a huge impact on my mood, my energy level, even how well I sleep.
Exactly, you're right.
Yeah.
And fitness and longevity dedicates a whole section to the mental and emotional perks of exercise.
Okay. What about that post-workout high?
Oh,
Is that like a real thing or is that just me?
it's not just you.
Okay.
Exercise triggers the release of endorphins, those feel-good chemicals in our brains that have mood-boosting and pain-relieving effects.
Okay. So it's like a natural mood enhancer.
Exactly, and it's totally legal.
Amazing. What about stress? I feel like exercise is my stress reliever, but
Right.
is there like a physiological reason for that?
Absolutely. Exercise has been shown to lower levels of cortisol, the stress hormone,
Okay.
which can have a calming effect on both the mind and body.
Right. And then speaking of brains, I've also heard that exercise is good for like cognitive function, especially as we age. Is there any truth to that?
There's actually a growing body of research suggesting that exercise acts as brain food,
Okay.
stimulating the growth of new brain cells and improving cognitive function across the board.
Okay. And what about sleep? I feel like I sleep better when I exercise.
You're not alone. Regular physical activity has been shown to help regulate our sleep-wake cycles,
Okay.
leading to more restful nights and improved sleep quality.
So it improves our mood, reduces stress, sharpens our brains, and helps us sleep better. It's like a win-win-win.
It is.
But I think for a lot of people, the question is, where do we begin? There's so many different types of exercise. How do we know what's best, especially when it comes to maximizing those longevity benefits?
Right. So fitness and longevity really shines in breaking down those different types of exercise and helping you understand what each one brings to the table in terms of longevity.
Okay, so let's break it down. What are those key players?
We'll dive into that in the next part of our deep dive. Stay tuned. Welcome back to our deep dive into fitness and longevity. We left off talking about how different types of exercise contribute to a longer and healthier life.
Yeah, because it's not just about moving our bodies right. It's about choosing the right types of movement to maximize those longevity benefits.
Right.
So let's break it down. What are those key players?
So fitness and longevity highlights 5 main categories: aerobic exercise, strength training, flexibility and balance training, and high-intensity interval training, or HIIT.
Okay, let's start with aerobic exercise. I think most people are familiar with that,
Yeah.
but maybe not how it impacts longevity.
Right. So aerobic exercise, also known as cardio, is all about getting your heart rate up and improving your cardiovascular health. And when it comes to longevity, cardio is a superstar.
I can see why. We've already talked about how exercise strengthens the heart and improves blood flow, which are obviously crucial
Yeah.
for a long and healthy life. But what's fascinating about this source is it really digs into the specific benefits of different types of cardio.
Exactly. For example, it highlights how moderate intensity, continuous training, like brisk walking or jogging, can significantly improve mitochondrial function.
Right, so those daily walks are doing way more than just burning calories.
exactly.
They're actually boosting those cellular powerhouses.
Yeah.
Amazing. What about other forms of cardio, like swimming or cycling?
The source suggests that those activities are particularly beneficial for those with joint issues, as they provide a low-impact way to get the heart pumping and improve cardiovascular health.
So it's like tailoring your cardio routine
Right?
to your individual needs and abilities.
Exactly.
Okay, what about strength training? I know we talked about how it helps prevent age-related muscle loss,
Yeah.
but what are the specific types of strength training that are most beneficial?
Well, Fitness and Longevity recommends a balanced approach that includes both weightlifting and bodyweight exercises. Weightlifting is great for building muscle mass and strength, while bodyweight exercises like push-ups, squats, and lunges are excellent for improving functional strength and mobility.
Okay, so it's not just about hitting the gym and lifting those heavy weights. It's about building a foundation of strength
Right.
that helps us move through life
Right.
with ease and power. What about flexibility training?
So maintaining flexibility becomes even more crucial as we age
Yeah.
because it helps prevent stiffness, aches, and injuries, allowing us to stay active and mobile longer. And the source suggests activities like yoga, Pilates, and even simple stretching routines can have a significant impact on our overall mobility and quality of life.
It's like ensuring our bodies can keep moving gracefully
Yeah.
as we get older. And balance training, I'm really intrigued by that.
Yeah.
It's not something I usually think about, but I can see how it becomes increasingly important as we age.
That's exactly. Balance training helps improve our coordination and reaction time, reducing our risk of falls, and helping us maintain our independence as we age. Fitness and Longevity recommends incorporating exercises like Tai Chi, yoga, or even simply standing on one leg
Okay.
while brushing our teeth.
Love those ideas. So finally, let's talk about HIIT.
Yeah.
I know it's become incredibly popular
Right.
in recent years. What does this source say about its impact on longevity?
What's fascinating here is that HIA offers a condensed yet highly effective way to achieve many of the longevity benefits we've been discussing.
Okay.
Those short bursts of intense activity, followed by brief recovery periods, have been shown to improve cardiovascular health, boost metabolism, and even protect those all-important telomeres.
Okay, so even if we're short on time, we can still reap significant benefits from these like really intense bursts.
Right, exactly.
But that's good news for busy people.
Exactly.
But the biggest takeaway for me is that it's not about choosing one type of exercise over another. It's about creating a balanced routine
Yeah,
that incorporates all of these elements.
exactly. The key is to find a mix that works for you, something you enjoy and can sustain over time. And Fitness and Longevity really emphasizes that consistency is key.
Right, because we can have all the knowledge in the world
Yeah.
about the benefits of exercise,
Yeah.
but if we don't actually do it, it's not going to do us much good. So that brings up the question, how do we make exercise a sustainable part of our lives?
Right, right. Because, it's easy to get excited about a new workout routine,
Yeah.
but how do we stick with it when motivation dips or life throws us a curveball?
Right, because life happens. We get busy, we get stressed, we get tired.
Who's that?
Sometimes the last thing we feel like doing is working out. What does Fitness and Longevity suggest for those times?
Well, it offers a few simple yet effective strategies. One of my favorites is to simply put on your workout clothes.
Really? Just putting on the clothes.
It sounds silly, but it works.
Okay.
Sometimes the hardest part is getting started.
Okay.
Once you're dressed and ready to go, you're much more likely to actually follow through.
Okay, so it's like tricking your brain into workout mode.
Exactly.
What are some other strategies for those days when even putting on workout clothes feels like a monumental effort?
Another great one is to commit to just 5 minutes.
Okay.
Tell yourself you'll only work out for 5 minutes and then you can stop if you want.
Okay, that feels so much less daunting than committing to like a full workout.
Exactly. And you'll often find that once you get moving, you'll actually want to keep going. But even if you only do 5 minutes, that's still 5 minutes more than you would have done otherwise.
It's about celebrating those small wins.
Exactly.
Right, acknowledging that any movement is better than no movement. But what about those times when we're truly feeling burned out? Or, our bodies are telling us to rest?
Yeah. Well, it's crucial to listen to your body and honor those signals.
Mhm.
Rest and recovery are just as important as pushing yourself. Fitness and Longevity emphasizes that it's not about striving for perfection every single day.
Yeah.
It's about consistency over time.
Yeah.
So if you need a rest day, take it.
Yeah.
But if you're feeling that resistance building up, use those strategies to gently nudge yourself back into action.
It's about finding that balance,
Yes.
right, between pushing ourselves and honoring our limits. And I think that brings us to another important point, creating a personalized exercise plan
Right.
that truly fits our individual needs and preferences. Where do we even begin?
So Fitness and Longevity outlines a step-by-step process. And it starts with assessing your current fitness level.
Oh, okay.
And it's not about comparing yourself to others. It's about understanding your own starting point.
Right.
So you can create a plan that feels both challenging and achievable.
Okay, so how do we go about assessing our current fitness level?
Well, the source suggests some simple assessments you could do at home. For example, to assess your cardiovascular fitness,
Yeah.
you could time yourself walking or jogging a certain distance.
Okay.
For strength, you could see how many push-ups or squats you can do.
Okay.
And for flexibility, try a simple sit and reach test.
Okay, and once we have a sense of our current fitness level, what's the next step?
The next step is to set some SMART fitness goals.
SMART goals.
Yes.
Remind me what that stands for.
So SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
Right.
Instead of setting vague goals like, I want to get in shape, a SMART goal might be, I would be able to run a 5K in 3 months, or I want to increase my push-up count to 20 in a month.
Right. So it's about creating goals that are very specific and have a clear timeline.
Exactly.
Once we have those goals in place, how do we go about designing our weekly routine?
So fitness and longevity emphasizes the importance of balance and variety.
Okay.
Aim to incorporate all the elements we've been discussing, cardio,
Yeah.
strength training, flexibility, balance, maybe even some HIT into your weekly routine.
So it's like creating a fitness menu
Right.
that nourishes our bodies, right?
100%.
In all the right ways. But how do we know how much of each element to include?
So that's where listening to your body and adjusting based on your individual needs and goals comes in. The source provides general guidelines, such as aiming for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio
Okay.
or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity cardio per week,
Okay.
along with strength training exercises that target all major muscle groups 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
But it really encourages you to find what feels right for your body
Right.
and gradually increase the intensity and duration as you get stronger.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between pushing ourselves and respecting our limits. And what about rest days? Are those important?
Absolutely. Rest and recovery are crucial for allowing our bodies to repair and rebuild,
Okay.
which ultimately leads to greater progress and longevity.
So it's not about pushing ourselves to the limit every single day. It's about finding a sustainable rhythm,
Right.
honoring both our need for challenge and our need for rest.
Exactly.
But what about those times when we hit plateaus or feel like we're stuck in a rut?
Right.
How do we keep things fresh and challenging over the long term?
That's a great question. And we'll delve into some strategies for maintaining momentum and avoiding plateaus in the next part of our deep dive.
Welcome back. We've covered a lot of ground, everything from the cellular benefits of exercise to building a sustainable routine.
Right.
But fitness and longevity doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
It goes even deeper, and it talks about some really cutting-edge ideas that are really reshaping how we think about fitness and aging.
Yeah, I think what's fascinating is that this field is constantly evolving, and this source does a great job of highlighting those trends and kind of challenging conventional wisdom.
Okay, I'm ready to have my mind blown.
Oh, yeah.
What are some of those cutting-edge concepts?
One that stood out to me is this idea of exercise snacking.
Exercise snacking. Okay, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so it's all about incorporating these short bursts of activity throughout the day. So instead of feeling like you need to block out, an hour to go to the gym,
Right.
you can get a lot of similar benefits just by incorporating these little snacks, these exercise snacks, into your daily routine.
So instead of doing like an hour at the gym, I could do 3 10-minute bursts of activity throughout the day.
Exactly. And the research suggests that these exercise snacks can be surprisingly effective. They improve cardiovascular health, boost metabolism, and even enhance cognitive function.
So even if I can't find that hour to dedicate to exercise,
Right.
I can still get the benefits from those little bursts of movement. What are some examples of exercise snacks that people can do?
The possibilities are pretty much endless. You could do like a few sets of squats while you're waiting for your coffee to brew, take the stairs instead of the elevator, or, maybe you're on a conference call, you could do a quick yoga flow.
Okay, so it's about weaving movement into
Yeah.
our everyday lives. Does the timing of those snacks matter?
That's a great question. It's an area of ongoing research, but there's some evidence suggesting that exercising at certain times of day may optimize specific benefits.
Okay.
For example, some studies indicate that morning exercise might be really good for boosting metabolism and improving insulin sensitivity.
So if you work out in the morning, you might have a more balanced metabolism throughout the day.
Potentially, yes.
Okay, and then what about other times of day?
Well, there's some evidence that exercising later in the day might enhance muscle growth and strength gains.
So if you want to build muscle, maybe work out in the afternoon or evening.
Exactly.
Okay. What other cutting-edge concepts are out there?
This next one might surprise you. The concept of non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT.
Neat.
NEAT. So NEAT refers to all the calories you burn throughout the day doing activities that aren't formal exercise.
So basically all the movement we do outside of our workouts.
Exactly. Things like walking, fidgeting, cleaning, gardening, even just standing up more throughout the day.
So I've never thought of those little movements as like having a big impact on how many calories I burn.
It's easy to underestimate the power of NEAT. Research shows it can play a major role in weight management and overall health.
Wow.
In fact, for many people, NEAT can account for even more calorie burn than their actual exercise sessions.
So even if we haven't, gone to the gym or gone for a run, we're still burning calories throughout the day just by moving around?
Exactly. And there are simple ways to increase your NEAT throughout the day.
Okay. I like easy. What can we do?
Take those little opportunities to move more throughout your day.
Yeah.
Stand up while you talk on the phone, walk around during your lunch break,
Okay.
take the stairs instead of the elevator,
Yeah.
park farther away from your destination, so you have to walk a bit more.
Okay. And what about fidgeting? I'm a fidgeter.
Embrace your fidgeting.
Yeah.
It might seem insignificant, but it actually burns a surprising number of calories over time.
So tapping my foot, bouncing my leg, it all adds up.
It all contributes to NEAT. And some people naturally have a higher NEAT than others, which might explain why some individuals find it easier to maintain a healthy weight.
That's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So what else?
So that brings us to another concept that's really pushing the boundaries of how we think about exercise, and this is the idea of exercise mimetics.
Exercise mimetics. Okay, what in the world are we talking about?
So exercise mimetics are substances or therapies that mimic the beneficial effects of exercise.
Wait, so we're talking about a way to get the benefits of exercise without actually having to exercise.
That's the idea. It's still early days in this area of research, but it holds tremendous potential for those who might not be able to engage in traditional forms of exercise
Okay.
due to injury, illness, or other limitations.
So what are some examples of these exercise mimetics?
One promising area of research is focused on certain pharmaceuticals that activate the same molecular pathways in our cells that are triggered by exercise. And these drugs could potentially improve insulin sensitivity, boost metabolism, and even protect against age-related muscle loss.
So it's like taking a pill that gives you some of the key benefits of a workout.
That's the idea. But it's really important to remember that exercise mimetics are not meant to replace actual exercise.
Right.
For those who are able to be physically active, exercise offers a whole host of benefits that a pill just can't replicate.
Right. It's about the whole package, right? The physical, the mental, even the social benefits of moving our bodies.
Exactly. But for those who might not be able to reap the rewards of traditional exercise, exercise mimetics offer a ray of hope.
This has been incredible. I
Yeah.
feel like we've learned so much about longevity. I feel like we've gone from, oh, I don't want to exercise to, oh, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure exploring these concepts with you. I hope our listeners feel inspired to embrace a lifestyle that really prioritizes movement and to continue to explore the amazing ways that our bodies can adapt and thrive.
Absolutely. I think the biggest takeaway for me is that it's not just about adding years to our lives, but about adding life to our years. It's about moving with intention, celebrating our bodies, and embracing that power of movement. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We'll be back soon with another fascinating topic. Until then, keep moving, keep exploring, and keep believing in the incredible power of your body to thrive.